Hello and welcome back to The Vegan Runner. I'm glad to be back and warming up beside the fireplace after that 15-miler, 2-hour long fasted run. Now, over my years of running, the idea of fasted running and fasted diets has popped up on my radar, but it's never been something that's really kind of piqued my interest or my curiosity until partway through the 80-20 Brighton Marathon plan. I came across what they call a depletion run. Basically, it's a long run where you haven't eaten for about 8 to 12 hours previously. Now, according to the notes, beside the workout on Training Peaks, the authors of the plan recommend depletion runs because depriving your muscles of calories before and during a longer run, as depletion runs like this one require, offers two proven benefits. The best known benefit is improvement in the ability of the muscles to burn fat during running. But depletion runs have also been shown to increase aerobic capacity, aka VO2 max, more than regular long runs. Now, I've never run fasted before. I'm the type of runner that will carry an extra emergency gel on a long run in case that dreaded kind of bonk kind of feeling comes along and I need something to pick up the blood sugar levels and keep me going. So a long run without any gels, only water and electrolytes and no breakfast beforehand sounded pretty radical to me. I wasn't sure how my body would react, if I'd find it really challenging, what would happen if I hit the wall, what would my heart rate be like, and all these kind of thoughts were going around in my head, and it got me thinking more deeply about fasted running and my personal relationship with food. So over the years, I've met the occasional runner or the occasional person who lives by a fasted diet where they won't eat something for maybe, I don't know, a couple of days, and then they eat normally for a few days and they keep repeating those patterns. Sometimes they have quite long fasts, sometimes they're quite short. But I've not known any of them kind of well enough and long enough to know about any of the long-term benefits that they've found or any of their sort of athletic benefits to using a fasted diet in the long term. One thing they all had in common though was that they were almost evangelical in their praise for living a fasted life. Now, I really couldn't imagine going without food for days at a time, so that's about as far as my thoughts went and really my own experience with a fasted kind of lifestyle up until my first depletion run. And I found it quite strange. I got up quite early because I figured the earlier I got up, the easier it would be as I wouldn't be so hungry. I had some water, got ready for the run, and then off I went. And in that first run, I found that my heart rate was really difficult to get up into my usual zone 2 range, and I felt like I needed to force the pace in order to drive that heart rate up, despite feeling that I was putting more effort in than usual. I made sure I kept hydrated, and by the end of the run I had settled into something a little more like normal for a long run for me, but it was definitely a different experience and not one I would rush to repeat in a hurry. I've now completed a fasted long run a handful of times, and my latest experience was the reverse of my first. So today I felt lighter over those 15 miles, I felt faster and stronger. Didn't seem to be tired or hungry or lacking energy. I wasn't thinking about when I was going to have that gel and when the best time to have it was and all that kind of stuff. And if anything, I felt better than I had for any of my previous longer runs that week. It might be that some adaptations are taking place, but I think it's more likely that I have almost gotten over the psychological crutch of constantly relying on food to get me through a long run. I approached my last fasted run a lot more confidently. I didn't worry too much, I didn't get up any earlier than I normally would. I had a relaxed start to the day and then I went running just like normal. And for me, I think that has been the main benefit of trying a fasted run. It's given me a chance to reflect on my own relationship with food and especially in regards to my running. I now know that I can run in a depleted state. I know what it feels like and I can get through any kind of struggling or any kind of challenges that it might present. And this experience might come in handy for the upcoming 100k ultra, where I'll certainly be running in some kind of calorie deficit as the miles and the hours clock up. So I was pretty interested in finding out a bit more about fasted running, and as I was doing my research I came across an article written by Matt Fitzgerald, who is the author of 80-20 running and the 80-20 plans that I follow. At the time, I was looking for scientific studies about fasted running, and whilst Matt does touch on this in his article, the main thrust of the piece is about Western diets and how our relationship with food might be pretty distorted. It doesn't take a lot of research really to find that Matt is onto something here. Some of the most common causes of death in the UK are heart disease, cancer and stroke, all of which have a pretty strong correlation to diets filled with overeating and high calorie processed foods. Now Matt makes the point in the article that we are constantly bombarded with adverts about food that create positive associations with craving and negative associations with hunger. And I like how he pokes fun at the Snickers adverts that say, "You're not you when you're hungry," which encourages viewers to keep a 2-ounce calorie bomb in their pockets wherever they go so that they can cram it down their gullet the moment they feel the slightest hint of want in their tummies. Tough words. But I think he's got a point, and after that initial shock of running a fasted run for the first time, I can see how the culture of food that I've grown up in has contributed to my attitude of exercising without eating first. His article also got me thinking about how much of our days revolve around food or thinking about food, and when we're not thinking about food, we might be walking past giant billboards with pictures of lovely meals on, or watching adverts on TV. And without even thinking, I can name 3 fast food restaurants that I've seen adverts for within the last 24 hours. And maybe after watching this video, just make a little mental note of how many food adverts you see in the next 24 hours and what effect they have on you. You might even see one whilst watching this video. Now, Matt wrote the piece after spending a couple of weeks in Kenya, training and eating with Kenyan endurance runners and living their lifestyle. He noted how little food advertising there was in Kenya, and it gave him a unique perspective on the 2 different food cultures. And he makes the point that, for cultural reasons, most Kenyan runners will complete their longest and hardest workout of the day before breakfast every single day. Now, these are among the very, very best runners in the world, and if they don't need breakfast before smashing out a workout, are we sure that we do? Whilst there is a lot of science backing up the benefits of running whilst fasted, there's also a fair bit of evidence to the contrary, and some studies suggest an impaired recovery time after a fasted run. Matt also makes the point in his article that fasted diets are more likely to appeal to those who struggle with disordered eating, and that people who suffer from this tend to have a history of trying popular diets. And the main takeaway that, from what I've read, that's been written by nutritionists, is that fasted running probably isn't for everyone, and the most popularly touted benefits of fasting, namely making your body more efficient at burning fat rather than carbohydrates, isn't all it's cracked up to be, and it's likely only beneficial to athletes who have a high weekly mileage, have a quality diet already, and a steady base of fitness. But I think it's a really interesting topic, and if you'll forgive the pun, has given me food for thought. If nothing else, it's allowed me to question what I was doing currently and the conventional wisdom, which I always think is a good thing. It's always good to kind of question the things that you're doing that you haven't really thought about before. I'm going to continue to do the fasted runs as and when they appear on the plan, but that's probably about as far as I'll take it. I'm interested to know your thoughts on the subject though. Maybe you've been doing this for years and you've noticed the benefits, or maybe like me, you couldn't imagine running without eating something and having something in the tank. Now, let me know your thoughts down below. I'd be really interested. Right, thanks for watching, and until the next one, be the best you.